let's head right to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hi. A lot of fans have been calling for Dillon Gabriel to start, and I'm fine with that, except Jack Conklin's not healthy. I'd feel better if he was healthy since Dillon's a southpaw, and we need a good right tackle to protect his blind side. Curious what you think about it. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome in Jacob Roach from the Orange and Brown Report, the Barking Browns podcast. Jacob, Joe Flacco hasn't played the way a lot of people expected. I think the thought was Dillon Gabriel's more mobile, and I get that. The one thing I would say is Joe Flacco, and I thought the telecast last week did a real good job of he's getting people in the right positions. He is making sure they don't get the penalties that kind of had them last year, or it's 1st and 15. I'm not saying that Dillon Gabriel wouldn't do that. I don't know that you want to throw that on top of everything else that he's going to be going through as a guy that's getting used to the speed of regular season NFL games. It's different than the preseason. He looked good in the preseason. I'm not sold on that just yet.
Yeah, and you got to talk about the defenses he would be facing if he were to be thrown out, not just this week, but in the next coming weeks. I mean, this Detroit Lions defense is really good. Like, you talk about that pass rush up front, they've got Aiden Hutchinson is back, and he looks like the guy that he looked like last year when he was on kind of a defensive player of the year type of trajectory before he had his injury. And their depth has been pretty good, and they've got a really good that's a really good defense, a good secondary. Terrion Arnold, one of their corners, has had a little bit of a rough year, but then you face Brian Flores next week, and he's been doing some crazy things with that Minnesota defense. And it's like, I understand and at times I have in my head, and maybe to my friends, said, yeah, let's pull Joe Flacco just out of frustration. But yeah, Dillon Gabriel would bring some more mobility and maybe help with some of the offensive line issues. But yeah, I think I would not feel great about him trying to get everybody lined up together when that offense is still kind of getting, you talked about it, make sure this guy's here where they're supposed to be so they don't get those penalties. I think Dillon Gabriel will be more focused on himself and probably miss those sorts of things. So I understand the call for it. Joe's absolutely got to be better. He struggled, but I just think it's a little too early right now.